I am the queen of my throne. I am the queen of my throne. I am the queen of my throne. I am the queen of my
Hi, and
throne.
welcome to What's
They gon'
Really
hate when we
Going
get
On.
on.
And this week we are
They
talking
gon' hate
about
when we get on.
health
They
and
gon' hate when we
fitness.
get on.
And we have a couple different guests that are really excited to talk to us about what that really means. And I always think of it as working out, but I guess it also has to do with what we're eating.
The balance between your diet and your exercise throughout the week, that plays an important key role.
Right. So I mean, we're trying to get over that holiday bulge. So we're gonna hear what our guests have to say about health and fitness. So let's get right to it. All right, and now welcome to the show. We have Stacy from Chicago, and hey, welcome. And what's really going on with health and fitness for you? I mean, you've made a business out of this now, right? Tell us.
Yes.
What does it mean to
So for me, a couple years ago, I found out I had high blood pressure.
Wow.
And I was taken off guard by that because I was always a person that worked out and generally ate right and took care of myself. And I didn't realize initially that I had any high blood pressure issues because I didn't know about it in my family. I was eating right, so I didn't understand where it was coming from. I started to have migraines, and I didn't think anything of it because I've been a nurse for 20 years, which makes it even crazier.
Well,
I've been a
wow.
nurse for 20 years, and so I'm thinking it's stress or, it's just a headache. I didn't realize that symptom was actually my blood pressure being extremely elevated to a point where I could have either had a stroke or I could have had a heart attack. And
Wow.
so that is what really got me so involved with fitness 100% because I'm one of those people that you can't see it. You can't see that I'm overweight, or things like that. You can't
Right.
see it. It's like the silent killer. You can't see when you're having a stroke. You can't see when your blood pressure is high. You can't see when you have a heart attack.
Right, and that's
It's not
scary.
visible. Yeah. And so I started to take more initiative about it and start speaking to others about it because I started to realize when I was at speaking events that I wasn't the only one and people felt exactly the way I felt like. How did this happen to me? Why?
Right.
So that's why I got into really talking about it, educating others about it big time.
So was it mainly just a big change in your diet, or what did you have to do?
So no, I found out it was genetics for me. So
Wow.
spoke to my family,
Yeah.
which, families don't, it's so crazy. Families don't really talk about their health. When you
No.
go to a family gathering, Thanksgiving or anything, you don't hear people talking about, oh my God, my diabetes is really acting up today. You don't hear
Right.
that.
No.
So I did the crazy thing. I did not know. So I'm going crazy thinking I was changing my diet to a point where I wasn't eating anything. I was like, it got to be something else. So I spoke to my family members, come to find out it runs in our family. My cousins that's younger than me, they even have high blood pressure. It runs in our family. So I'm on blood pressure medications now. And I'm more cognizant of my diet. Like I was telling you guys before we recorded, I'm meal prepping because I can control what I'm putting in my diet. I can control the salt intake. I can control the sauces that is put in my meals. So
So what are some quick tips like for people for high blood pressure tips? Like you said, you're meal prepping. So what are some quick things that people can be aware of for high blood pressure?
for high blood pressure, watch your salt intake. And that even comes to your microwave dinners. Many people don't know like anything that's in the freezer has a lot of sodium. Yes, has a lot of salt. So if you can steer away from that and eat more fresh foods, that's the best ticket, for that.
The fresh foods,
The fresh fruits, yep.
Yeah.
Are you a vegetable person? Are you a vegetable person?
I became a vegetable.
Yeah, that's the show on you. Is there a certain type of vegetable that's like better for you considering, high blood pressure?
No, they're all pretty good as long as it's fresh. As long as you go to the produce section. I mean, even sometimes the frozen vegetables are okay. It's just the frozen microwave dinners, the packaged foods, those are not good because they're processed. And processed food is not good. They're very toxic to your system. It causes inflammation.
So tell us a little bit about your company. You have a company now, right? And a website. Tell us a little bit about your
StaceyHuber.com. I started it because I was looking for something for the everyday women. So I have Stacey Huber, the Everyday Woman Health Coaching Services. You know, we see out there in social media, which is they're phenomenal, personal trainers, health enthusiasts, that this is what they do every day. But I wanted to gear towards people that work a 9 to 5 like me, and then you got to go home and take care of your kids, and then somehow fit, you know, fitness in there on top of, you got to feed your kids, bathe them, make sure they do their homework and all those things. The everyday woman, and how can you still maintain that and do that? And so I felt like it wasn't really anyone out there representing us, you know. And so I decided to start my business where I could coach those people, because I provide private health coaching sessions where I can coach those people on, okay, so you're doing this, you're working, but let's see how we can incorporate something with your diet. You know, if you're eating candy all the time because you're stressed, what can we do, one thing to help reduce your stress? You know, taking a little bit at a time. And so I really tapped into a market that was not being tapped into, and so I'm so happy that I was able to do that.
Yeah, that sounds like a beautiful thing. So you have your website, you have Instagram too, right? You're on Instagram.
And so I do like exercise videos, little quick exercise videos.
Oh wow.
On Instagram. I post it mainly on Instagram because Instagram is more fast and quick, and so people that can't get to the gym, you can still work out, because I have a lot of moms that they hate the gym. They don't want to go in there.
I've heard that a lot. I mean, and I'll say, as much as I hate to admit it, as I get older, I mean, I used to be in the gym, like seriously, I was a gym rat. Like I would be in there for like hour, you know, and now it's like, as I get older, it's like, man, like not only do I not have the time, obviously, to be in there that long, but I also like feel like my body just can't do it for that long anymore. So I can see this. Like, I mean, this is definitely a niche that, you know, is out there. And it's probably, I mean, you're providing some education, I'm sure, too, right? With
exactly. And doing the research, because it's so much out there, and it's so much, it can be overwhelming, all the information that Google and everyone has. And so with my background in nursing and research, I can find the evidence-based practice research that goes with what you need to go. And I definitely try to customize my service based on the individual, because if a person has congestive heart failure, I'm not going to give them the same regimen as someone that just had a stroke. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. And so if you're not trained and educated in that, somebody be like, eat this because that's the new crave. Everybody eat this. And that's so wrong. You know, everybody got different body types. It doesn't fit everybody. And so if you go with the crave because you think that's what everybody doing, you could be doing something totally wrong and different to your body than what you should do.
I like that you brought that up, because I've been hearing a lot lately with this keto diet, right? And so, you know, that it is important to pay attention to that because of your different body types. So, and I'm glad that you brought that up. And you having that nursing background, it's important. So, you know, I want to just give you a shout out on that. You know, that's coming from a professional, right? StaceyHuber.com. That you want to check with a professional before you jump off onto any kind of new wave way of eating, right? Because it's not necessarily for everybody. So we want to just wrap this up quickly. If you could tell you know, somebody who's getting into health and fitness for the first time, you know, and they have a busy schedule, what's something that they could do to take a hold of, you know, that's not too overwhelming? What would you recommend? That's something they could start with?
I would say definitely start with videos on YouTube. If you're at home, you can do a 20-minute workout video on YouTube. Start small. Don't go in the gym trying to lift 200 pounds. You're going to hurt yourself.
That's so true.
Do not do that. Start small. It's okay. Walk first, or take a flight of stairs before you try to run the mile. So you have to start small. And that's what I think people get overwhelmed when oh my God, I'm trying to do what she do. No, you can build up to that, but you got to take the steps.
Baby
Okay.
steps first. Baby
Baby steps first.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Stacy. That's about all we have time for today. It's been a pleasure having you, and I hope all those meals turn out beautiful tonight. So, all
Yes.
right.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much. That's what's really
Bye.
going on. All right. Thank you. Bye.
If you would like us to show your business card during our show, please email us at drcombatpink@gmail.com. That's drcombatpink@gmail.com. Thank you.
And welcome to our show, Julie from San Francisco. So, hi, tell us what's really going on with health and fitness for you. It's become a
Well,
way of life, right?
it's changed a lot in the last 10 or 15 years. People have become more aware, I think, of fitness being an important part. There really aren't that many shortcuts. You've got to work out, you've got to burn those calories, but you've also got to eat well. And I think people are finding that the fast food industry is fast, but it's definitely not the best for your body. So I've been learning a lot about that lately, and it's been a passion of mine to inspire healthy living around the world.
Yeah, and so I mean, and I'm glad you mentioned that about fast food because I mean, like being a mom myself, it's hard. You're running the kids to sports and stuff like that. I mean, so how do you manage that?
It's quick. It's just a quick access to
Right, you want to just grab
you're
something
busy.
fast. I mean, how do
Yeah.
you manage that?
Yes, well, I'm guilty of that too. It's
Mhm.
really easy to forget to plan ahead and pack a bunch of snacks. And if you forget all that and your kids get hungry, what do?
Right.
You can't just not feed them. They get really hungry. So I've done the same thing. I've hit the drive-through, I've hit McDonald's, I've hit the fast food places. But I'm learning that it's just not the best thing. Your body is not just a place to put food, it's food for fuel. And so I have two daughters. They're just
Okay.
about turning 8, and one just turned 11. They're
Grade 8.
girls. They're active. My oldest one loves to play basketball. Younger one will do just about anything the older one will do. So it's hard to keep up with them.
Yeah.
But I'm finding that whole food nutrition is the best place to find the answer to those challenges with, and finding easy ways to do it without it being too complicated, because I don't want to hit the drive-through. But we
Yeah, I
got
was
to
gonna say though, educate me though. I mean, you're saying whole food nutrition, and I'm like, okay, am I doing that or am I not? I mean, what is that?
That's a good question. So whole food nutrition is things that I simplify as created by, God, or who put them on our planet. We've got, animals if you're into carnivores, herbivores, but you've got plants, you've got fruits, you've got vegetables, things that grow in the earth that are whole, as opposed to processed things, potato chips, French fries,
Ooh.
boxed dinners, frozen meals.
Yeah.
Those things are processed in a plant, processed in a facility somewhere, not necessarily grown off a tree, picked from the ground, brought to your grocery store.
Yeah. So have you kind of adapted this lifestyle like recently, or how long have you been kind of doing the whole food perspective?
I've been involved with it personally for a year, but no, 2 years, but personally with the business for a year.
Okay.
There was a gentleman on here a couple weeks ago that talked, or a couple days ago that talked about, finding something that's easy that fits within your lifestyle, and that is a challenge. I just learned that I kept putting myself on the back burner. I kept saying my kids were first. I would just eat the leftovers off the table, and I just said I can't do it anymore. I have to make sure that I'm around long enough to take care of my kids because I want to be here for them. And so I had to make sure that I was taking care of me first.
Yeah, that's such a good point. I mean, because a lot of times I think we get involved in the daily hustle, and then we're just kind of like eating the leftover French fries. But so you mentioned kind of a business that you're doing, and I want to make sure that people need to reach you if they want to know more about this Whole Foods and how they can kind of get this information from you. They can go to your Instagram, right? So it's at Jules Fam, so that's JULZ Fam, FAM. So we'll make sure we get that up. And when they reach out to you, they're welcome to ask you questions, about this Whole Foods.
Yes, definitely. It's plant-based powders, and so it's an easy way to get 20 to 30 fruits and vegetables in your body every day, and they're whole food. They grind up the the peel of the orange. They grind up the seed, they grind up the pulp, they grind up everything. But what they pull out of it is all of the water and the sugar. And that's 80 to 90% of what it is in the fruit and the vegetables. They pull all that out and you're left with the nutrition, the densely rich nutrition that's there. And I find it really easy to get that into my body every single day. When I work out, I find that I'm sore a lot less. When I take it consistently, I find that my immune system has been boosted. My kids get less sick, and they don't catch all those flus and bugs that are flying around every year. I have friends that have come off of asthma medication. You'd be amazed what vegetables can do in your body. But what I love about the business side of it is that it fits in my lifestyle. So I work 40 hours a week. Actually, no, closer to 50 hours a week. I'm a front of the house manager for a restaurant. And so it keeps me busy. And yes, I find healthy options there as well. But I do find that I can fit this virtual franchise into my lifestyle, my side business. I fit into what I do. I fit it in when my kids are sleeping, when they're taking breaks, when they're in school, on the weekends. I just fit it in between their projects and their activities. But what I find is I don't put my life on the back burner. I fit it in where I can, and I build it when I can.
Yeah, I like that you said that.
And that's great. But I want to ask you, like, there's certain things the children don't like to eat, like certain vegetables at a young age. Like, tell me your process in presenting food. Presentation is big, and then our children don't like to eat certain vegetables. They'll look at it and be like, "Oh no, Mom, I don't. That's peas or whatever it is." How do you introduce these foods? This new diet and new perspective to your children so they can be more warming to it and want to eat it.
Yeah, that's a really good point. What's great is these plant-based powders, they put them either in a capsule, which are easy to swallow for more of the adults, but they make a gummy form for kids. And so my kids take them every morning for breakfast. They grab them on their way out the door, and it's easy. It's really easy. In fact, they partner with a company called St. Jude's for research. And so for every adult order, the kids get them for free. And so I don't have to work hard at getting my kids to eat the tomatoes and the beets and the broccoli, because it's all in those capsules. Now, does this replace fruits and vegetables? No, definitely not.
Darn, because I can't stand eating all those vegetables.
It doesn't replace them.
Yeah.
You could call it the easy button, but it will bridge the gap between what you're supposed to eat and what you don't eat. So it's kind of that middle ground. My daughter hates tomatoes. And I said, well, if you don't want to eat your gummies, then we'll just eat tomatoes. And she'll go, no, okay, I'll go for the gummies. But I find that they start craving fruits and vegetables that they don't normally eat because it's getting into their bloodstream. All of these plant-based powders are getting into their system. And so they are finding themselves craving some of these fruits and vegetables that they don't normally eat. Now, is this a miracle thing? No. Is it going to solve all the problems of the world? No. Is it magic? No. But for a lot of kids, they find themselves eating things that it wouldn't have normally eaten because their body starts craving what it really needs.
Well, I think that alone is enough to, like, I think at least kind of give it a shot. I think because kids it's hard to get them to eat the vegetables, and you know that they need them. Yep. I know I certainly have to challenge myself, but I make myself eat them. So the gummies then, do they come in two separate ones, like one's a fruit and one's a veggie, or is it just all what in one that they need, or you have different flavors?
Good question. So they do have they have three varieties. They have a berry, and they have a fruit, and they have a veggie. But you will find in the fruit variety, you'll still see some veggies lumped in there. And then the vegetable variety, you'll still see some sweeter fruits dumped into the veggie variety, but you will say that one's more of the red variety, one's more of the green. But my kids will take two red gummies in the morning and 2 green and run out the door.
Wow, no, that's great. So we're just about out of time, but if you could kind of talk to your, I guess people out there who are kind of on the fence about going to kind of Whole Foods, because they kind of wonder, are there pesticides in this? Is it, because there's always, it's too pricey. I can't keep the stuff long enough. It goes bad, I mean, what do you say to that side of the house, that says, hey.
Knowing the value behind it.
Right.
Right. Well, I lump it into my grocery bill. So there's different price points for different families' needs. I will say it's a whole lot cheaper than juicing, a whole lot less work. And then when you juice, you don't really get out the sugar. So I find that this system is a lot easier to take daily. And, you skip out on one meal a month out on the town, and you've covered it for the month.
True.
And so I find that it's a great value. I feel like it's definitely worthy of giving it a try. It's worth an investment. And I think I would prefer to tackle my health from a preventive side than having to spend all of my money on medicine and high blood pressure medicine to counteract the diseases and the health problems that I have now. I'd rather fight it on the prevention end. That's where I'd put my money.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much, Julia. I mean, we really appreciate that. And you educated us, I know. And
thank you for your perspective.
Thank you for that perspective and just helping us know, how important our health really is. And I'll make sure, we get your information up so if people need to reach out to you and find out more about Whole Foods and that whole concept and how to get some of these great veggies into our bodies and our kids' bodies. But thank you so much. And that's what's really going on with health and fitness. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Karen.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
And that's what's really going on with health and fitness. So it was good to hear about, all the health and fitness and fruits and vegetables that I don't eat.
Absolutely. I love it, though. I love to hear the vegetable side, your diet side, and then also how to balance your workout. So that's awesome.
And it's great. It's great. That's why we bring people on with different perspectives. And if you want to know more about their businesses, we put them both up there and you can check out their sites. If you want to be on our show or if you have a great topic idea, email us at drcombatpink@gmail.com, drcombatpink@gmail.com. And that's what's really going on.
I am the queen of my throne. 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 They gon' hate when we get on. They gon' hate when we get on. They gon' hate when we get on. They gon' hate when we get on.